what we find is that the major drivers of changing inequality appear to be changes in the global financial regime. That is to say, after a period of stability associated with the Bretton Woods system, there was a period in the mid-late 1970s when inequality in many parts of the world, especially developing countries, fell as a result of the oil boom and associated debt-financed expansion. Then in 1981, things changed, enormous increase in real interest rates that precipitated the global debt crisis, and for 20 years you had an enormous increase in the measured inequality both within countries and in other people's work between countries. And this is first associated with Latin America, later with Central Europe and the Soviet Union and the countries that followed it, and then finally in the 1990s in Asia, ending in the Asian crisis in 1997 in our data. What we find also is that there was another turning point around 2001, and as interest rates fell in world capital markets and commodity prices revived, we had a period up until the start of the present crisis in which inequality was declining again, recovering a small amount of the ground that had been lost in the 1980s and 1990s. What has happened in the crisis since, of course, we don't yet have data. I expect, though, that there will be two effects. One of them is in the richest countries, the United States, for example. Initially, with the collapse of the stock market, you're going to see actually some measured declines in income inequality, but then the underlying reality will emerge. I mean, the United States has seen an enormous reduction in the financial and housing wealth of its middle class. That effect is also being felt, obviously, in the European crisis. You're going to see reduction in the relative incomes of the poorer countries of Europe and the accession countries, and you're going to see corresponding effects on people, countries that produce raw materials for those markets.